The Wehrmacht. The very name evokes images of disciplined soldiers, advanced weaponry, and a military machine that seemed unstoppable in the early days of World War II. Their precision, their strategy, and their sheer force were unmatched, creating a sense of invincibility that struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. Formed in 1935, the Wehrmacht represented the unified armed forces of Nazi Germany, encompassing the army, the navy, and the air force. This unification marked a significant shift in military organization, allowing for more coordinated and efficient operations across different branches of the military. This formidable force, driven by a potent mix of ideology, ambition, and military prowess, would leave an indelible mark on the 20th century. Their early successes in the war showcased their tactical brilliance and the effectiveness of their Blitzkrieg strategy, which overwhelmed many European nations in rapid succession. Their story is one of battlefield triumphs and crushing defeats, of unwavering loyalty and moral compromise, of wartime atrocities, and a complex legacy that continues to spark debate and reflection. The Wehrmacht's involvement in some of the most brutal campaigns of the war, including the Eastern Front, highlights the duality of their existence, both as a highly skilled military force and as participants in horrific war crimes. This essay delves into the multifaceted history of the Wehrmacht, exploring their pivotal role in World War II. We will trace their journey from their formation to their ultimate downfall, examining the key factors that influence their operations and decisions. We will examine their intricate structure, their involvement in key battles and campaigns, and their complex relationship with the Nazi regime. Understanding the hierarchy and the command structure of the Wehrmacht is crucial to comprehending how they operated and executed their strategies. Furthermore, we will confront the uncomfortable truths about their involvement in war crimes and grapple with their enduring legacy in the decades following the war. The Nuremberg trials and other post-war tribunals brought to light the extent of their participation in atrocities, challenging the narrative of the Wehrmacht as merely a professional military force. The Wehrmacht's story is not just a military history, it is a human story. It is a story of individuals, soldiers who believed they were fighting for their country, often unaware of the full extent of the regime's crimes, and those who were complicit in those very crimes. It is the story of the millions of soldiers who fought and died in its ranks, of the civilians caught in the crossfire, and of the victims of its darkest deeds. The human cost of the Wehrmacht's actions is immeasurable, affecting countless lives and shaping the course of history. By understanding the Wehrmacht, we gain a deeper understanding of the horrors of World War II and the enduring importance of confronting the past. This exploration is not just about recounting historical events, but about learning from them, ensuring that the lessons of the past are not forgotten and that such atrocities are never repeated. The Wehrmacht, though seemingly monolithic, was a complex organization divided into three distinct branches: the Heer, the Kriegsmarine, and the Luftwaffe. Each of these branches had its own unique role and responsibilities within the German military machine. Each branch had its own unique structure, leadership, and operational doctrines. This diversity allowed the Wehrmacht to operate on multiple fronts and in various capacities, from land battles to naval engagements and aerial warfare. The Heer, being the largest branch, was further subdivided into army groups, which were then broken down into smaller units for more effective management and deployment. These included armies, corps, divisions, and smaller units. This hierarchical structure allowed for a chain of command and a level of coordination that proved highly effective in the early years of the war. The Heer's ability to mobilize and coordinate large numbers of troops quickly was a key factor in the early successes of the German military campaigns. The Kriegsmarine, though smaller than its Heer counterpart, played a crucial role in the Battle of the Atlantic. Its primary mission was to disrupt and destroy Allied supply lines using U-boat warfare, which posed a significant threat to the Allies. The Luftwaffe, with its advanced aircraft and experienced pilots, provided crucial air support during the early Blitzkrieg campaigns. Their ability to dominate the skies allowed for rapid and devastating attacks on enemy positions. However, as the war progressed, each branch faced its own set of challenges and limitations. The initial advantages began to wane as the Allies adapted and improved their strategies and technologies. Despite their successes, rivalries and a lack of coordination between the branches sometimes hampered the Wehrmacht's overall effectiveness. These internal conflicts often led to missed opportunities and strategic blunders. The Heer, often prioritized for resources and manpower, sometimes viewed the other branches as competitors rather than partners. This competition for resources could lead to inefficiencies and a lack of unified strategy. This internal competition, coupled with strategic miscalculations and the growing strength of the Allied forces, would eventually contribute to the Wehrmacht's downfall. The once formidable military machine began to falter under the combined pressures of external and internal challenges. The Wehrmacht's early campaigns were characterized by stunning speed and aggression. Their strategies were meticulously planned and executed with precision, leaving their enemies in disarray and unable to mount an effective defense. The Blitzkrieg, or lightning war doctrine, emphasized surprise attacks, rapid advances, and the use of combined arms, integrating tanks, infantry, and air power to devastating effect. This approach allowed the German forces to break through enemy lines and encircle large formations, leading to quick and decisive victories. The invasion of Poland in 1939 showcased the Blitzkrieg's effectiveness, as did the subsequent conquests of Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. Each campaign demonstrated the Wehrmacht's ability to adapt and overcome various challenges, solidifying their reputation as a formidable military force. The Wehrmacht seemed unstoppable, their victories seemingly effortless. The rapid succession of triumphs bolstered German morale and instilled fear in their adversaries, creating an aura of invincibility around the German military machine. However, the tide began to turn. The initial successes of the Wehrmacht were not sustainable in the long run, as they faced increasingly stiff resistance and logistical challenges. The Battle of Britain, an air campaign waged over the skies of England, exposed the Luftwaffe's vulnerabilities. Despite their initial dominance, the German Air Force struggled against the resilient and well-coordinated Royal Air Force. The failure to defeat the Royal Air Force prevented Germany from launching a planned invasion of Britain. This marked the first major setback for the Wehrmacht and signaled that their campaign of unbroken victories was coming to an end. The subsequent invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941, Operation Barbarossa, marked a turning point in the war. The vast expanse of the Soviet territory and the determined resistance of the Red Army presented challenges that the Wehrmacht had not encountered before. The vast distances, harsh weather conditions, and fierce resistance of the Soviet people stretched the Wehrmacht's resources thin. The brutal winter of 1941–42 further compounded their difficulties, leading to significant losses and a weakening of their offensive capabilities. The Wehrmacht's early victories had sown the seeds of their eventual defeat. The rapid expansion of the German Empire created logistical nightmares, while the brutal occupation policies in conquered territories fueled resistance movements. The rapid expansion of the German Empire created logistical nightmares, while the brutal occupation policies in conquered territories fueled resistance movements. These factors combined to erode the Wehrmacht's strength and effectiveness over time. The war was far from over, but the myth of Wehrmacht invincibility had been shattered. The Allies began to gain momentum, and the once dominant German forces found themselves increasingly on the defensive, struggling to maintain their hold on occupied territories.